Let's talk Jameis Winston. If you were accused of rape in college, would you ever put yourself into another position where you could be accused of sexual assault if you had any kind of working brain at all? Here's the story if you don't know it. Jameis Winston's out in Scottsdale, Arizona. He's out with two guys. One of them, Darby, is a guy who plays with the Philadelphia Eagles and previously said that he saw Jameis Winston having consensual sex with the girl at FSU. So he's basically Winston's fall guy. He's going to say no matter what happens, Jameis Winston didn't do anything wrong. On top of that, the other guy that Jameis Winston is out with, guy by the name of Brandon Banks, you may recall he's currently serving 15 years in prison for rape at Vanderbilt University of an undergrad. Okay, I'm not an expert here, thankfully. But if you were accused of rape, and let's say he did nothing wrong, and he managed to just get totally wrongfully treated in this story, would you ever put yourself in this position again if you had the resources that Jameis Winston does? Here's some of the things that Jameis Winston could do. He could hire full-time security. He could have a guard every time he goes out, accompany him everywhere he goes. The Bucs might well pay for it, and it would cost $100,000 or less. He could have a full-time driver to ensure that if he were out drinking, he doesn't have to get into a random Uber with a random woman in it. He could never sleep with another woman or insist that every time he does, they sign consent forms and also do videos to acknowledge that they are consenting. Instead, he gets in an Uber and allegedly gropes a woman at a fast food restaurant. This, to me, is just a different kind of dumb. Now, I said, if you watch this show, if you listen to me at all, if you read Outkick, I said when he came out, he's got a lot of talent, there's no doubt about it. The decisions that he's made off the field, I would never draft him number one overall. Whether or not you believe that he was guilty of rape, big red flag, I think everybody would say. The fact that he was even investigated for it. If you were being investigated for rape, would you stand up on a table during your lunch at the college campus and scream that you're going to fuck her right in the pussy? I don't know about you, but if I was under investigation for rape, I probably wouldn't stand up and scream that like they did in that situation. On top of that, as if that were not ridiculous enough, I also would not steal crab legs, and I probably wouldn't do thousands of dollars in damage while playing with a BB gun. And if I ever got accused of sexual assault, I would never, ever, for the rest of my life, ever put myself into a situation where I could get accused of sexual assault again. To me, this is a mess. We don't even need to get into the eat a W speech or start a brawl on the sideline after you are not even playing in the game like he did with Lattimore and the Saints down on the field. To me, everything about this is utterly absurd in every respect.